Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. We're going to take you around a whole lot on the world of sports this evening, and we'll start with the pound-to-pound sport. But definitely, when it comes to the pound-to-pound sports, we're talking about boxing, and Nigeria is one country that has produced great boxers over the years. The likes of Bash Ali and Co. Have actually brought out the best of boxing in this country, and Nigeria used to be one of the places where you can get the best boxers on the continent of Africa. Anthony Joshua is from this country. Just of recent, Fiajagba over the weekend against Guido Vianelli, winning in a split decision in America. So a whole lot of great boxers have come out of this country, and we're going to be talking about Anthony Joshua this evening, who definitely just yesterday, Eddie Hain, that is his promoter, confirming that definitely there's going to be a fight for Anthony Joshua stage in Wembley, and we are all looking forward to that fight between him and Tyson Fury to happen in Wembley, and that fight probably might just come up in September in Wembley. This is not the first time Anthony Joshua will be fighting in Wembley. Remember where he was beaten by Usyk in Wembley. So a whole lot, and the world has been waiting to actually see this fight between the two British boxers, that is Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua is a Nigerian, but he's of a Nigerian British born. So these two guys are British. So the world is waiting to see who owns the arena, who owns London, who owns England, between these two great boxers. For Anthony Joshua, gradually he's coming back. He has won 3 fights on the bounce, back-to-back Helenius. We remember Helenius, Otto Wallin, and just of recent against African brother, that Cameroonian Francis Ngannou. In the second round of that fight, he actually a dead blow to the jaw of Francis Ngannou, where he passed. In fact, he fell in the ring, and that was it all for Francis Ngannou. So for Anthony Joshua, gradually he's getting back to where he used to be. 3 losses and 3 fights he has won right now as he stands. Remember when he lost his belt to Andy Ruiz Jr., he came back and won that fight. He lost twice to Alexander Usyk, who is with some of the WBO bets, and the other bets are with Tyson Fury. We are still waiting to see that undisputed boxing challenge between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. There must be a challenger, and at the end of the day, who is going to be the undisputed heavyweight boxer? You remember the day in 2002, Lennox Lewis was the undisputed boxer, where he actually won all of the bets that was available. The WBO, the WBC, the WBF bets, all of them were with Lennox Lewis in 2002. And since then, we have not actually seen a unification fight. So that unification fight must happen, and we are going to know who is the undisputed champion. So for Anthony Joshua, it's a good one, and plans are in top gear to see that fight happens in Wembley in September between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. The world has actually waited to see this fight happen. So let's see how it goes. If everything at least go well, go as planned, this fight will happen in Wembley, and Wembley is going to be the place where Anthony Joshua will be fighting in September. All right, let's leave that story and quickly go straight and talk about the Olympic Youth Games. And if everything goes as planned, Senegal might just be the first African country to host the Olympics. Not the main event, but the Youth Games, that is the Youth Olympics. And if you remember also in 2002, at the Youth Olympic Games, that is where Usain Bolt was actually discovered in 2002, and after then he made it to the Athens 2004 Olympics, though disappointed because of injury, but he came back strong in 2008, that is the Beijing Olympic, and then he had to he just took the world of athletics by storm, dominating the 100-meter and 200-meter, winning all of the titles available. He won 3 Olympic gold, the first man to do it, that is Usain Bolt, 2008 in Beijing, at the London 2012, at Rio 2016. So he dominated, winning the 3 races, that is 100 meter and the 200 meter, and then winning the relay for Jamaica. So if Senegal actually is given the green light, the thumbs up to host the event in 2026, definitely we are going to have the first African country to host an Olympic event, and that is what we are looking forward to. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach actually support Senegal hosting the Youth Olympic Games in 2026. And you know, the Olympics is, you know, sports in general is a unifying factor, and that is why if you look at the brain, the idea behind the Olympics is uniting the world together. That is what the games is all about. It started in Greece. Go back, read history about the Olympic Games. It started in Greece, that is years ago, and now it has integrated, bringing all of the world together just in one place. You know, the Paris 2024 Olympic Games is just less than 100 days away from now. We'll be having the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. We also have Nigerians will be participating, and to tell you, all of our athletes are getting qualification. Just of recent, Favor Philly got that Paris 2024 Olympic ticket alongside Ezekiel Nathaniel. They will be representing Nigeria in 200 meter and then the 400 meter races. Toby Amuson is already there. She has already qualified for the Paris 2024 Olympics, and we also just weekends back, our own Super Falcons qualify for the women's football event of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, where they are grouped in Group C, where we will have the likes of Spain, the world champions, Brazil, and Japan in that group, alongside Super Falcons of Nigeria. So for the Youth Olympic Games in 2026, if definitely Senegal is given the nod, Senegal will become the first African country to ever host an Olympic event on the continent of Africa. I wonder why Nigeria is not also bidding for this particular event. So it's a sad one for us, but at the end of the day, let's see how it goes. Like I said, the IOC president, that is International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach, is actually supporting this cause. He's supporting Senegal to host the Youth Olympic Games in 2026. All right, let's leave the Olympics and come back home proper. Let's look at this story where the FA Cup, the oldest competition in Nigeria, also in England. The FA Cup is the oldest competition in England and in the whole of Europe and even in the world. The competition, the FA Cup in England, has spent more than more than a century, up to 100 and something years of existence, where that cup has been the competition has been going on. And also in Nigeria, the FA Cup is the oldest competition in Nigeria, and the draws will be coming up here in the city of Abuja at the Glass House in Abuja here tomorrow. That is Thursday, where all of the teams that have made it through from the various zones, from the various state FAs, will know their opponents. They will be grouped. 64 teams will be grouped, and then at the end of the day, we'll just have one team who's going to lift the FA Cup. Remember that Bendel Insurance, the Benin Arsenals, are the defending champions of the FA Cup. Good one for the draws, and all of the teams will be expecting. Well, let's see how the draws go. Let's see the groups where they will be paired. And for Bendel Insurance, who are the defending champions, let's see how other teams will fare. We also have teams representing us in the FCT. EFCC will be representing Abuja FCT in the FA Cup 2024. All right, let's leave the FA Cup and go straight to the big one that will happening tonight in the UEFA Champions League second leg quarterfinal games. In the morning show, we saw that result. PSG and Borussia Dortmund are already through to the semi-final, and we'll just have two will be confirmed tonight. The big one will be happening at Etihad Stadium. 3-3 first leg at the Santiago Bernabeu in Spain, where Federico Valverde scored a screamer, fantastic fantastic goal of the week in that particular game. For the young man, the little man they call him, Silva, putting Manchester City ahead in the first leg in Spain as early as the 2nd minute of that game. But 2 goals, Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. bringing, at least giving Real Madrid the lead before that cracker also from Jasko Vardiol and co gave Manchester City the lead. But at the end of the day, Federico Valverde had something under his sleeve after that fantastic layup from Vini Jr. to Federico Valverde. And then 3-3 at Santiago Bernabeu in the first leg. And the return leg, everything has to go down tonight. One team will go home tonight. Is it Manchester City? Is it Real Madrid, who has won the Champions League for a record 14 times? They are chasing the 15th title under Carlo Ancelotti. Don Carlo, they call him tonight. So it's going to be the master. The game tonight is going to boil down to the masters of the master between the Pep and Carlo Ancelotti. Who owns the Champions League? Is it Carlo? Is it Pep Guardiola? He has won the Champions League. That's for Pep Guardiola with Barcelona before winning it with Manchester City, their first title. And then for Carlo also, he has won the Champions League with AC Milan. It's not new to him. He's the manager who has won the Champions League title more than any other manager in Europe. I think coming second to him is Zinedine Zidane. So let's see how it's going to go down at the Etihad Stadium in England tonight. The blue side of Manchester this time around, not the red side of Manchester. The red side of Manchester last won the Champions League in 2008 against Chelsea, if you remember that final in Russia. So it's a good one for Manchester City. Let's see how they are going to hold their own against a team, the White Angels, they call them, how they are going to respond to that, at least maybe defend the title they won last season, or definitely they are not going anywhere. They will just stay back at Manchester. But for Real Madrid, definitely they will have to fly back to Spain. Are they going back with joy, with smile, with laughter on their face, or they will just go back just mulling, crying, and exiting the Champions League? So all will happen tonight. Let's quickly have the full fixtures tonight in the UEFA Champions League. Bayern Munich will be at home at the Allianz Arena to play Arsenal. First leg was 2-2. This game ended 2-2 at the Emirates Stadium in the first leg, and now Arsenal will be visiting Bayern Munich in the return leg. So who goes home between Bayern Munich and Arsenal? I know a lot of persons will say Arsenal will go home. Definitely, maybe Bayern Munich will go through. It's a big one for Saka, for Arteta, who lost their game to Aston Villa over the weekend. I think this team has been stretched, but let's see how they respond after their EPL defeat in this game tonight. And then for Manchester City, they are at the top of the English Premier League table as it stands right now, but they need they are going to have their hand full against Real Madrid. Diego Milito, I beg your pardon, not Diego Milito right now. Militao is coming back to the side after he sat out due to injury in the first leg. So the Militao will be back for in the back line of Real Madrid tonight. Maybe he's going to play alongside Rudiger in the back line for Real Madrid tonight in the UEFA Champions League second round. 2-2 draw first leg for Bayern and Arsenal, 3-3 draw for Real Madrid and Manchester City in the first leg. So at least one team out of this will go back home tonight in the UEFA Champions League. All right, let's quickly look at some transfer stories on the show this evening before we go. And this player, actually, I personally felt for him where he was actually struggling when he came to Chelsea. But he was loaned back. He went back to Leipzig, but Leipzig loaned him out. He came back to England and has been with Tottenham, where he has revived his career also. 12 matches this season in the EPL, 2 goals and 3 assists to his name. It's not a bad one for Timo Werner, who Tottenham are actually looking to, they are keen on extending his loan with them. So let's see how it goes. Maybe at the end of the season, if they can actually get that loan extension, instead of buying him outrightly, they will just extend the loan for him to stay at the Tottenham Stadium, to stay with Tottenham Hotspur, who are also chasing the Champions League position. All right, let's look at this second one on the show this evening, where these two teams are actually struggling. Not struggling, they are actually chasing this player, Eintracht Frankfurt centre-back William Pacho. That is Arsenal and Liverpool eyes Eintracht Frankfurt centre-back William Pacho, who is a fantastic defender, tall, very strong, rugged in the defense line. And these two teams, Arsenal and Liverpool, want the services of this guy. Let's see where he will go. Is he going to go to Anfield or go to the Emirates Stadium? At the end of the day, it's not left for Pacho to decide where he will be playing his trade, where he will be playing next season. And let's take this last one on the show this evening, where Juventus is ready to accept offers for Federico Chiesa. Well, for this guy, he's a good player, fantastic player, but I think he has fallen out of favor with the boss of that team, with Massimo Allegri in Juve. And now, because of that, Juventus body management, they are ready to accept offers for Federico Chiesa. Let's see any team. Liverpool also is there. Manchester United is also sniffing around to see if they can actually get the services of Federico Chiesa. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show this evening, Sports Update. But before we go, we'll just leave you with the highlight you saw, the first highlight you saw, that is between Aqua United and Enyimba in one of those fixtures in the Nigerian Premier Football League. That is it on the show this evening. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.